Chemistry students will have a question on the whiteboard, but it's under the topic empirical formula. Empirical formula. Let's look at the question. Analysis of a sample of organic compound showed it to contain 39.9% of carbon, 6.9% of hydrogen, and 53.2% of oxygen. You are asked to calculate the empirical formula. B, if the relative molecular mass is 60, what is the molecular formula of the compound? So what you are going to do is just bring out what is given in the question. Remember, carbon is given here to be 12, hydrogen is 1, and oxygen is 12. So what we are going to do now is you bring out the elements involved in the question. And we have carbon, hydrogen. This is hydrogen and oxygen. These are the elements mentioned in the question. So you check for the percentage composition of each of these elements. I'm going to shorten it. Percentage composition of carbon is given, which is 39.9%. 39.9%. Hydrogen is also given, 6.9. 6.9. The percentage composition of oxygen is 53.2. 53.2. Remember, you're asked to calculate the empirical formula. So we want to derive the empirical formula before we can get the molecular formula. So you divide, that is the ratio of the atoms. Each of the atoms, you divide it by the ratio of the atoms. Ratio of atoms. I'm going to shorten it, maybe your own, from your book. I think you can be able to write the full listing statement. We have 39.9, 39.9 divided by 12, which is carbon. 6.9 divided by 1 for hydrogen, and 53.2 divided by what? By 16. For what? For oxygen. So let's go into this. We have, how many 12 will you see in 39? That is 39.9 divided by 12 will give you around 3.33. Something like that. Then 6.9 divided by 1 is what? 6.9. So how many 16 will you see in 53.2? 16 times 3 is what? So what you see here is now 3.33 and whatever. So at this point, that is the ratio of the atom now is 3.33 ratio 6.9 is to what? 3.33. So from here, you divide by the smallest number. Divide by the smallest number. The smallest number here is 3.33. Divide here by 3.33. You also divide here by 3.33. Divide here also by 3.33. Are we together? 3.33 will cancel 3.33. This will also cancel this. How many 3 will you see in 6? 6 divided by 3 is what? Is 2. So we have 1 here. We also have 2 here. And we have 1, because 3.33 divided by this is also 1. So the ratio of the atoms, you see 1 is to 2 is to 1. This is 1 is to 2 is to 1. Are we together? So what you are going to do here now, you bring out the elements involved. This implies that we have carbon is 1, hydrogen is 2, H2, oxygen is 1. The empirical formula is equals to CH2O. That is the empirical formula that we were asked to find. So, but we need to find the molecular formula. That is the B part of the question. For you to get the molecular formula is just a multiple of the empirical formula. It's very simple. Let me wipe up this side. like what I told you, that the molecular formula is a multiple of the empirical formula. This is what I mean. The empirical formula is CH2O. Are we there? So, and molecular formula is the multiple. So open a bracket and close it. N. That is the what? To find the molecular formula, that is the multiple of this, is equals to. Remember, a parameter was given which is 60. If the relative molecular mass is 60, just equate this to 60. Are we there? So that means we are looking for the value of N so that we know our molecular formula. So from here, we have carbon is 12 in the question. So this is 12 plus. Oxygen is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Plus, sorry, hydrogen is 2. So 1 times 2 is 2. Oxygen is 16. So you now put your 16 here. Are we there? Open bracket, close it. N equals to 60. Are we together? So 12 plus 2 is what? Is 14. 14 plus 16 will now give you, 14 plus 16 will give you 30. So this is 30, open and close the bracket, N is equals to 60. We are looking for N, divide by the coefficient of N. Divide here by 30 and divide here by 30. Are we together? This we cancel. N is equals to 0 cancels 0, 3 here, 3 to 3, 3 to 6 is 2. The value of N is equals to 2. Are we there? So for you to find the molecular formula of this compound, you use N, as we say, that is a multiple of the empirical formula. You use 2 to multiply the empirical formula, which is CH2O multiplied by 2. Are we there? So multiply by 2. 2 times C is the same thing as C2. 2 times 2 is 4. H4. 2 times 0, 2 times oxygen is 2. So this is what? The molecular formula. Molecular formula. So that is how to find your empirical formula and molecular formula. It's what? C2H4 and O2. Thank you.